Okay, we're ready for Ole Miss. Coach Beard, if you could just give us a couple of opening thoughts, and then we'll open it up for questions.
You know, every season ends for every team except for one with the feelings we have right now. It's a little bit different for me this year. You know, you dread that walk back to the locker room to talk to your guys. But this year it just felt different. I'm just so thankful. You know, I've never been this kind of emotion when a season ends, but I'm just thankful for these guys, man. Like, to be in the Sweet 16 our second year at Ole Miss, it's the players, especially these two guys to my left that endured the coaching change and stuck with us and decided to come back there last year and play for us. But just thankful, you know. From a coaching standpoint, you don't want to get beat your last game of the season, and I didn't think we did. I thought today we just ran out of time. A lot of respect for Michigan State and Coach Izzo. I thought our guys went pound for pound, nose to nose. That was a really tough basketball game. Thought it would be first one to 70 wins, and that turned out to be almost true. But just really thankful and proud of our guys. And the best thing that they did, and the thing I'm most thankful for, not just myself, but for them, I'm thankful that they did this for themselves, is they raised expectations. Nobody in the country thought we'd be in a Sweet 16 second year at Ole Miss when the season started, but these guys had their own expectations, and I'm really thankful for that. We played some really good basketball the last month, you know, beating Tennessee at home and Arkansas in Nashville. We went head-to-head with Auburn, and to get through North Carolina and Iowa State. And again today, I thought we ran out of time. I didn't think we lost the game. But just super appreciative of our players raising the expectations for themselves and our program. Now our fans feel it, our students feel it, our talent feels it. And so, you know, Ole Miss basketball isn't going anywhere. And we'll never forget these seniors that took us on a special ride this year.
Thanks, Coach. Let's start with some questions for Jamin and Matthew before we get back to Coach Beard. And we'll go fourth row on the right. We'll start with him.
You guys, Caleb Sailor, Super Talk Mississippi, Jamin and Matt, for you guys to stick it out and remain with this program for so many years and just to see it bear this kind of fruit, how does it feel and what do you think it does for future years at Ole Miss, especially with Coach Beard?
Yeah, it means a lot. You know, obviously just sticking around and seeing the growth, you know, even off the court in the community, you know, just engagement in general. You know, Oxford's a beautiful place, and I'm glad that we were able to, you know, execute.
Matthew?
No, just being able to be a part of the change has definitely been something special. You know, Ole Miss wasn't really on the national map, you know, a couple years back, and we felt like we've been able to grow it throughout the years. And, you know, like Coach Beard said, Ole Miss will be here to stay.
Back row on the left.
Manuel Glade, the Crush Sports Talk. Matthew, take me through what you feel like was the difference in the game towards the end, and what did you see?
It just came down to which team made the fewest mistakes. You know, it came down to, you know, just execution. You know, they got the upper hand at the end.
Raise your hand if you have a question. We'll go down front. We have two questions down front.
For Coach Beard, obviously they were able to get to the rim a little bit more in the second half. What did they do differently to adjust?
Yeah, we're going to get the players the questions first, or are we all up here?
No, we're fine.
Yeah, okay. Repeat the question, I'm sorry.
I was asking what Michigan State did to get to the rim a little bit more. The points in the paint shifted in the second half.
Yeah, I thought obviously the difference in the game was the free throw differential period. We out-rebounded them. We took care of the basketball. You know, it was just it was a hell of a basketball game. It was you know, again, first one to 70 is probably going to win this thing. Baskets were hard to come by for both teams. But I thought the free throw differential in the game, and maybe there'll be another time and setting to talk about that. But, yeah, I thought that was the difference in the game. And we didn't get to the bonus in the first half at all, I don't think, in the second half at the very end. So, and give Michigan State credit. Obviously, I thought it was their offensive game plan. They weren't going inside as much to their post players. Their guards were just trying to attack. And so I thought that was the difference in the game, the free throw differential.
Also down front here.
Robbie LaStella, brackets.org. My question's for Chris. Ton of effort across the board tonight, but Sean really down the stretch, whether it was that offensive rebound drive in the paint, he was dialed in. What's it like to get an effort from somebody like that who's only been here a year but could have been a Rebel for 4 years with how he was playing?
Yeah, I think there'll be other times to talk about individual players. The thing about us guys is we were a team. We were a team that had 5 or 6 guys average double figures. We were a team that had very little ego individually. So proud of these guys. I've kind of bit my tongue all year long because I didn't want to be the coaches speak, but Matt Morrell played hurt the most of the season. I've said it a few times, but I just couldn't take it. A lot of guys in college basketball wouldn't be playing this year for what Matt endured, and now we look forward to him getting healthy, going through a spring process to get his body right before he transitions to pro basketball. Brakefield, you guys might have heard this story, but he basically helped us put this team together. He was a part of every official visit, almost every initial phone call and Zoom. He had his hands all over this team. I don't know what Brake's going to do later in life, but the minute he tells me he wants to coach, he has a job. Although I'll try to do everything I can to discourage him to do that. But we were a team, and tonight's not about individual players or individual questions. Hope you respect that. Ole Miss, we had a bunch of guys check their ego at the doors, and we became a team. And it took a while, but again, by the end of the year, we're playing some great basketball. You look at our last 3 or 4 weeks, we were deserving to be in the Sweet 16. And I really thought we could be a factor in San Antonio.
Back row on the left.
Manuel Glades, Crush Sports Talk. Matthew, I'll come back to you. What will you take away from this season? I know it wasn't the ending that you wanted, but I heard your teammate talk about how special this season was. How was it for you in getting to this point?
No, it was definitely a special season. A season I won't forget, not just for the run that we made, but just the camaraderie, the teammates that I had. It was a very tough season for me. Obviously, Coach talked about it, been injured most of the season, but just this team helped my confidence so much, fighting through everything. So these group of guys will hold a special place in my heart.
We'll go to the 4th row on the left.
Jack Leo, Atlanta Journal-Constitution. This one's just for Coach Beard. I'm just curious, how much tougher is it to kind of win these games down the stretch when you got a program that's kind of pioneering into the Sweet 16, first time maybe that y'all had been there?
Yeah, that was zero factor in it. And I'll repeat what I said. The thing I'm most thankful for, and really why my emotions are different right now than at the end of any season, is I'm just thankful. I mean, what these guys did – what these guys did is they raised expectations, first for themselves and then the program. And, when we were at the selection show Sunday, March, and the name came across, it wasn't about, like, we've made it. It was about, let's get to work, 6 games in 3 weekends. And for that, I'll forever be thankful. And just I know they're going to do that for the rest of their lives, too. Like, whatever they want, they're going to go get. I've been blessed to coach a lot of really good teams. But these guys were different and literally, like, we walked around expecting to win the SEC, expecting to win every game, and expecting to make it to San Antonio, and it was beautiful to be around.
Do we have any more questions? Raise your hand if you do. We'll get a microphone to you. If not, thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you all.